The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria in June 1914 triggered the chain of events that led to World War I. Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia, causing a domino effect due to a complex system of alliances. Soon, Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire, the Central Powers, were pitted against the Allies, which included France, Russia, and Britain. What began as a regional conflict quickly spiraled into a global war, setting Europe on fire. World War I is synonymous with trench warfare, especially on the Western Front. Soldiers lived in muddy, rat-infested trenches that stretched across France and Belgium, with no man's land in between. For months or even years, little ground was gained as both sides endured horrific conditions. Battles like the Somme and Verdun resulted in devastating losses, yet trenches became the gruesome symbol of the stalemate that defined much of the war. While the Western Front was locked in trench warfare, the Eastern Front saw more movement. Stretching across vast regions of Russia, Poland, and the Balkans, battles were fought over enormous distances. The Central Powers, particularly Germany and Austria-Hungary, faced off against the Russian Empire. Despite initial Russian advances, by 1917, Russia was on the brink of collapse, leading to revolution and their eventual withdrawal from the war. World War I saw the introduction of new, devastating weapons that changed warfare forever. The first use of tanks, poison gas, machine guns, and airplanes brought terror and destruction on a scale never before seen. Chlorine and mustard gas caused horrific injuries, while airplanes, originally used for reconnaissance, became vital in dogfights and bombing raids. The war became a deadly testing ground for these new technologies. In 1917, after years of neutrality, the United States entered World War I. German unrestricted submarine warfare, including the sinking of the Lusitania, and the Zimmermann Telegram, which proposed a German-Mexican alliance, pushed the U.S. to join the Allies. The fresh American troops provided a much-needed boost to the weary Allied forces, helping to turn the tide of the war in favor of the Allies. By 1918, the Central Powers were exhausted, and the war had taken a heavy toll on both sides. Germany launched a final, desperate offensive in the spring of 1918, but was ultimately pushed back by the Allies, with the help of fresh American forces. On November 11, 1918, the armistice was signed, officially ending the fighting. The war had claimed millions of lives and left Europe in ruins, setting the stage for future conflicts. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, officially ended World War I, but laid the seeds for future unrest. Germany was forced to accept full responsibility for the war, disarm its military, and pay huge reparations. The treaty redrew borders across Europe and the Middle East, creating new nations and tensions. Though it brought a temporary peace, the harsh terms would eventually contribute to the rise of extremism and the onset of World War II.